I'm 27 years old, I work at a nonprofit in Washington, D.C., I make $52,000 a year, and my husband is a government contractor and makes $93,000 a year. We live in Arlington, Virginia, just across the river from Washington, D.C. We lived in this apartment for just over 6 months. It's 2 bedrooms and 1,400 square feet. Our base rent is $3,300, which we split. My husband and I pay $2,300, and then our roommate, my brother-in-law, pays $1,000. It's definitely a bit bigger than we need, but we love having an end unit with lots of light. It's amazing coming in here in the morning and having light throughout the entire day. It's also really quiet, which we love. I typically wake up at 6 a.m. and I shower and I get dressed and I get ready for the day. I don't do a ton of shopping. I probably spend maybe $400 to $500 a year on clothes, just because I know I need to be saving for student loans to pay those off, and it's just not as much of a priority right now. By 6:45, we're in the kitchen making breakfast and coffee. We usually go grocery shopping once a week for all our food. We typically spend $120 to $150 a week on groceries, and we pay for that with our joint credit card, and then that's paid off by the end of the month with our joint checking account. We each put a percentage of our income into the joint checking account. We have a joint savings account, and we also have personal savings accounts. We have $12,000 in our joint savings account. In my personal savings account, I have $750. I have $4,700 in my Roth IRA, and I have about $700 in my 401k. I also have about $11,000 in stocks I personally own. Our goal is to put in $500 per month into our joint savings, but sometimes our wedding or travel can change that number a little bit. We both have student loan debt. I have about $28,000 and my husband has $5,000. My student loan bill is currently about $379 a month, but I always try to pay more than the minimum. My husband and I are really into coffee. We typically make a pour over before we head off to work. We love trying new coffee roasters. We like to go out on the weekends and go cycling to check out new local roasters. We really love cycling. It's a big part of our lives. For breakfast, we usually have toast with peanut butter and cinnamon. We typically eat pretty healthy because my husband has type 1 diabetes. We cook dinner every night, and I bring leftovers for lunch. I also bring yogurt, fruit, and some nuts and granola to snack on at work. Traveling is really important to us. We like to go on at least one big trip a year, as well as smaller weekend trips to visit family and friends. We don't have a set amount for trips, but we try to save money when we can by staying with friends and family. We had one big trip earlier this year that was about $2,300, and we had another trip this summer that was about $4,500. I try to leave for work by 6:55, and I always listen to podcasts on the way in. I run home from work, so I pack my running clothes and gear. I walk to work in my running shoes, and I have shoes in my office that I change into when I get there. My brother-in-law/roommate has a car that he'll let us use on the weekends. We typically use it for grocery shopping, and we chip in about $20 per month for gas. Unless we take it for a trip on the weekend, then we'll pay for the gas for the whole trip. I think it's hard because there's some friends that are very well established. It seems, at least from the outside, they have a house, they don't seem to have any major debts. And then I have other friends that are still in school, still finishing stuff, still kind of breaking into adulthood. And so they seem a bit more shaky, or they definitely still have debt, like student loans and things like that. So I feel like I'm in the middle between the two.